Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped. And welcome to this week's Midweek 180 film from inside my mate's Tesla Model Y. I've just finished filming the review on this car. I'm going to tell you more about it in a little while. It was the most ambitious video I've ever made. I had a ridiculous idea last night over a cold beer and thought, let's try that. And we tried it and it worked. I haven't edited it yet. Probably all the footage hasn't worked. Anyway, I'm waffling. If you haven't seen one of these before, this is my midweek update where I bring in my news, views and information about upcoming reviews, all filmed in one take. I'm going to put 180 seconds in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, and that's it, a very simple format. So without further ado, let's get cracking with this week's Midweek 180. Much to talk about. I shall start my timer. Okay, leader of the pack last week was Mark C. That is 9 on the bounce. Could you make it 10 this week? Then you're going to retire, apparently. Joined in the Magnificent 7 by Francois G, Leanne Jackson, Paul Mead, Jimmy the Hutt, Malcolm Brew and Michael Kember. So whoever puts the first comment this week, you'll be my leader of the pack next week, and the first 7 comments will be in my Magnificent 7. Where are you and what you're doing? Well, that was Flat Sixer 70, who was on holiday in Roussillon-Luberon in the south of France, and I picked you because we only got back from the south of France on Saturday and I'm missing it already. Like me tan. Anyway, wherever you are right now and whatever you're doing, put it in the comments and I'll give you a shout out next week. Last week's question was your definition of a driver's car. There were so many different views on this, very wide opinion. Manual, lightweight, engaging, some classics. There was a whole range of stuff, really interesting. This week's question, we've got another heat wave in the UK coming this week and lots of talk about hosepipe bans. I think it's highly likely that within the next week, most of us are going to get a hosepipe ban. So quick question, once you've got a hosepipe ban, what are your plans for keeping your car clean? How do you keep your car clean during a hosepipe ban, or do you just not bother and let it go all dusty? Formula One's headed into its summer break. It's not back till the 26th of August in Spa. I guess news to cover of Sebastian Vettel retiring. Sad to see him leave the sport. Alonso moving to Aston to take his place. Albon getting a multi-year contract with Williams. Some interesting stuff, but the Mercedes is in a good place, I think, to come back after the summer break and really take it to Ferrari and to Red Bull. I think Verstappen's got the title this year, though. New car news is this. So this is the MG4 EV. I just thought it was a really interesting car. I love my MG ZS EV that I had as one of my handy long-termers. This has 3 different trim levels, starting from 25,995, going all the way up to the top spec one, 31,495. The standard basic one's got 218 miles of range. The long range versions have 281 miles, so that makes it quite practical. And MG give you a 7-year warranty, which I still think is right up there. I just think that's a really, really interesting car. And then the last thing I wanted to just talk about was what your views are on fuel prices. I don't know about where you live. Where I live, we're starting to see a little bit of a reduction in the cost of fuel, but only by a matter of pence, maybe 5 pence or something. But I was only reading this morning that the price of crude oil is now dropped hugely, and realistically, there's probably a 30 or 40% drop in the price of fuel that could be made. What are your thoughts on it? Are the oil companies basically profiteering? Have they got reasons for it? I know it's always the forecourt owners that set the price and have the challenges, but for me, I think something needs to happen. I think fuel should come down a little bit, and that is the end of my timer. Last thing to talk about, and I was waiting for the timer because I just want to talk to you about the film I've just made with this Tesla Model Y. I've wanted to get into a Model Y for a while. A couple of years ago when I had the S4, I actually seriously looked at buying a Model Y, but at that time you couldn't order one, and then by the time the order book opened, we got rid of the S4, and with long-term cars and press cars and things, we just literally just don't need to buy a car right now. But this would be right up on the list if I did. I've never driven one before. I've driven a Model S and a Model X, so I decided to do something a bit crazy. So I've just filmed a review of this car in one take. Now, I know I do my midweek 180 in one take, but this one take, that's outside, inside, and driving with 4 cameras running, all in one take, and we did it the first take as well. So you've got to tune in on Friday at 6. I haven't edited it yet. It might not turn out great, but we literally just reviewed this car. I got Andrew, who owns it. He's a good friend of mine. He's owned 2 Teslas, to talk about the car. Not just the spec, but also things like what it's like to live with a Tesla. What people rave about them as living with the best EVs you can. What's it like if you're an owner? So I got Andrew on camera and we talked through it. And it was really, really interesting. So tune in on Friday at 6 o'clock for that. I've got to go and edit it now. But anyway, hopefully it'll be all right. I hope you enjoyed that one. I am waffling on a little bit. But if you enjoyed that one, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next video, which is this Friday at 6 o'clock. But for now, you take care. Drive safe.